This is Wake and Bake with the Growskis number 8. We are live.
Good morning, rise and grind. Welcome to Wake and Bake with the Growskis. I'm Skilbo1, and as always, I'm joined by Sequence, Tara, and Dankman Dan. Good morning, everybody. How you doing?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I got a new Smokey the Bear shirt for the show.
Oh,
Remember,
cool.
only you can prevent forest fires.
Nice.
Right on. Important stuff there.
Here, you got that? I got
Actually
the
a
smoking
burn
dog
ban.
with the Red Rock. I give a shout out to Red Rock on this one from way back. There we go.
Red Rock is awesome.
Everybody's showing their shirts.
They're super nice people, man. This is
Oh,
how you get people that
come on.
says, "Hey, that's better views already." No, but that's how you get the free swaggy shirts. Is you got to show that shit off, give them a little plug. You know?
Heck yeah. Nothing wrong with supporting your brands.
Since every mall in the world is closed, I bought this shirt on the internet. This isn't a cannabis brand. This was from somewhere else. I like Dan's shirt better. In-house.
Yeah. They came with a free pack of seeds. How fucking cool is that? You pay $50 for the the sweatshirt,
Yeah.
$100 pack.
That's a good deal.
Hell yeah.
Which pack did you get?
I got the platinum silk.
I was hoping it was one of your keepers that you have now. That'd be.
I haven't even popped them yet, so
Oh, okay. It's possible then.
yeah.
Well, I want to start off with a little bit of roll call. Shout some people out this morning. Say good morning to Purple Thumb OG. Good morning, Rasta K, Foxtail Farms 420. Miss D's Nugs, good morning. How are you? And we have Rob Sager. Cheers. What's up, brother? Cave Diver. And My Own Medicine 90. How you doing? School of Crop. Coffee is going here as well. And
Drinking this fake Starbucks coffee.
oh, dude, my daughter's on those. Cheers, Trey.
Don't say it like that. I'm not addicted.
Louis Gwynn, how you doing? Big Jar. Oh,
Shout
look
out
who
to
it
Big
is.
Jar.
It's Lake. Good morning, Brittany. And is that it? Automation is freedom. Good morning. Here we go. This shit's working. This is me, Owl Flower. Good morning from Ireland. Good morning. See, there we go. We get a
Got
little
some
worldwide
distance there.
action going on. You know it. Good morning, Jess. And Kazoo, what's happening? There's ads before the show. We must be doing something right. Pissing people off. One commercial at a time, guys. That's how we roll here. And Michigan KB, good morning. Kazoo. And I think that's it. Right on. Let's get to the show, man. We do have 25 people chilling with us. So cheers, 25. I hope you're able to smoke right
Cheers.
along with us. Get some laughs this morning before you got to get your day on. Trying to keep the mic going so Sequence can get his early morning dab.
Oh, thanks. Does it say thank you to Kazoo for watching the ads? But if you hate the ads, you can get YouTube Premium. Or if you want to shamelessly turn on an ad blocker, that's fine with me. Maybe support us on Patreon if you're into that and you get a conscience problem about turning on ad blocker. But thank you for watching. We really, really appreciate that. I'm gonna finish my dab though.
I am
There went
smoking
my
some
cap.
pineapple Thai crossed with sour strawberry. Grow off.
Grow off,
Grow
baby.
off.
It's
Yeah.
the grow off.
I'm excited to try it.
Yeah, you'll be able to try some of that tomorrow.
I always love trying a strain for the first time, but I've spent some months growing out, man. And you know, you've got your ideas on what you think it should taste like because of the nose, and then sometimes there's a little hidden level of complexity to the flavor or something you didn't quite know was there yet. So cheers, man.
And you know what's really cool is, you know, I have four phenos of this. So this is only the first pheno. It was my tallest, my biggest. But yeah, I still have, 3 other taste tests to run yet, and pretty excited about that. But they were freshly just chopped, so they still got a while yet.
There's nothing like some R&D, man.
Yeah, each one of them is different. I don't want to go too deep into it, but yeah, pretty excited.
Well, I turned the lights off on mine last night. I'm done.
Did you?
Yep.
Good
I'm done.
girl.
And how
Nobody
many
likes
days?
a quitter, Tara.
Yeah. How many days did you?
No, I am not being a quitter. I am at day 57, but
Okay.
my trichomes just kept getting. I mean, like Auburn. I mean, like a ton of Auburn. So I was like, been reading and talking, and I heard that it might not be the best if they go like all the way Auburn. So I was afraid with going away over the weekend, not being here to check them. So I figured I'm done.
So now that you're a first-time mother, how do you feel?
It's kind of a really weird feeling. This whole like
You got empty
I didn't
grow tent syndrome?
I didn't like the second stage portion of it because I just didn't really feel like I had much to do with them. And maybe that would be different if I had more than just 3.
I think that's just like parenting.
Oh, you gotta have
you
the
love
perpetual
it.
life.
You love it when they're little and they're fun, they're easy to take care of, and then when they become teenagers and they grow up and they move away, you know, they need you less and less. You just gotta stand back and let them do what the genetics got in them.
Yeah, our plants and flower don't give a shit. They don't.
Yeah,
they
pretty
don't
much.
need any.
So they're in darkness. I kept the lights off last night. I just I don't know what it was. Something just was like, be done.
You know what?
And
And
the leaf.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, Terry,
Okay.
but I believe these are, you know, a 55 to 60 day strain. You know, really, by reading the trichomes, I pulled my. Go ahead.
We have 2020 Mendocino in the chat, so I'm sure they're loving the conversation that they're hearing right
Good
now.
morning.
Good morning, 2020.
Good morning. You know, and I pulled all mine down. One was day 57, one was day 58 or 59, but they were both before 60 and all showing amber trikes on the buds. I have very minimal amber because we like to harvest milky, but I was happy with the speed of the flower time. That's for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think it quickened up a bit. You know, or actually, that's the whole thing. I really didn't know what to expect, and I just felt like it was like one day it was this, and the next day it was that, and then we've kind of just started kind of going down here. But they're definitely very dried up. I mean, yellowy. I mean, just completely shriveled. I mean, down. So I was just like, I just couldn't take the chance going away this weekend and not being able to check them. So I figured I'll do 24 hours of darkness, chop it, hang it, and skedaddle on my way to Michigan.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
So I am excited. They smell so good. So I'm very anxious to get to the next stage of that part of it.
But now Twisty is gone and graduated and moving on.
Yes, and we have new babies, so we have new babies.
Are you going to dry in your tent? What's your drying process going to be?
Yeah, I'm going to dry in the tent. That's the safest thing that I can do at this point, especially walking away for the weekend and stuff. So, yeah, going to go in the tent, and then we'll see how things go when I get back from Michigan and start checking it. And
yeah, you know, kind of leave a little fan on. I wouldn't put it directly on your buds, but you know, you're going to want a little fan. You're going to want your exhaust system still going. You know, you're going to have to exhaust all that air. They're going to be transpiring a lot of humidity out of them.
Okay.
So
should I keep it at the same speed I've had it as? I shouldn't crank it or anything, should I? A little bit?
I don't think you have to crank it, but
no, you don't want it to dry too quickly.
Exchange.
Yeah, because I don't want to do it too much because with me going away, I can't check it. So I'd rather kind of go on the low side a little bit and then deal with it a little bit more when I come home.
Yeah,
don't have air blowing directly on your buds. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't do that. Mm-hmm. That's a good way to fuck everything up.
Well, I figured my fan that I have on the bottom is one of those tall oscillating thingies. So my buds will be up here and then it's down here. So I figured it'll hopefully.
You'll be fine. Just air exchange is all you need.
Any tips for the little babies because the ones that were vegging, I'm kind of thinking I need somebody to come babysit them a little bit because right now my sister's watering every other day, and the GMO really notices it if you're not on her. She's like,
pot.
I want it.
Yeah, you could up pot them, transplant them into bigger pots when you leave.
That'll buy you more time in between waterings.
especially since they won't have routes for that, yet in that media yet.
I might have enough time to do that. Maybe.
You got it.
That'll take a trip to the grocery store today, and I don't know if I'm gonna make that before they close. I'm sick of everything closing so early. I can't get to anything. PetSmart, food, Walmart.
Walmart closes at like 8 o'clock here.
I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, I'm used to shopping at 11, 12 o'clock at night and 2 in the morning. Yeah, I can't deal with this. I'm really fed up. I literally went to the mall the other day, had a purpose. I needed shampoo, got there, and they were closed. I mean, they hadn't even reopened because of the virus. So the mall itself was open, but my store wasn't. So I decided, okay, I'll go to another store and just look around. She's like, I had my mask with me, but I didn't have it on. And she's like, well, you can't come in here without your mask. And I don't know what it was, but something just tripped in me. And I was like, peace. And I just turned around and walked out. I didn't even put my mask on. I just left and went and got in the car and left. I'm like, forget it. I don't care. I'm going home.
Right on.
I'm over all this.
Yeah, we always ask ourselves before we get out of the car, are we going to mask up? Are we going to mask up? But, you should probably mask up.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I do when I'm going to be like, I don't know, the grocery store to me is like where I do it, but the mall, we're pretty separate. I'm not like right up on people. So,
and it's a personal choice. So, but yeah, it's just scary times.
Definitely. Times are changing a whole lot, and this has affected everybody. I don't care who you are, some way, some shape or form, this situation has affected you somehow.
Yeah.
So, it's just
a giant greenhouse.
Build a giant greenhouse.
Yeah. When you're sitting at home, make the best of it.
Absolutely.
Build a giant fucking greenhouse.
I build a tiny greenhouse and I'm staying home and making the best of it.
That's exactly it. You may not be able to control what comes down the line in your life, but you can definitely try to control the way that you react to it or cope with it.
Definitely super excited. So I did some work in the greenhouse yesterday after work and called some males. So now I have the exact amount of females that I want. Got new 45-gallon pots to fill up. They're huge. And then what else did I do? Watered with recharge yesterday. Got a giant bucket of recharge, 25 pounds of that stuff. So half a cup will work for a 55-gallon drum of water, by the way.
Amazing.
Yeah, really concentrated too. The water's like the right color.
Black. Don't get that shit on you either, man.
Yeah? Does it stay on you pretty good?
Stains you.
And I did something else yesterday, but I can't remember quite yet.
I was trying to find 45-gallon pots locally, and I couldn't get any. Couldn't even order any online, get here fast enough. I ended up having to get some 25-gallon pots, so I think that's what we're going to end up finishing my outdoor in the greenhouse. Isn't a 25-gallon. But it should still do pretty good in there.
25-gallon makes for a lot of room, man. That's good.
Yeah, it's huge.
Here, your birds are bright and chipper this morning.
My baby's already left. Nobody stays with me very long. I'm getting sick of that crap. Damn birds won't even stick around.
The birds are great.
So
We'll have you, Tara. We'll float down the river soon.
I know. We're going to have such a great weekend. I so wish you could be there, Dan. And
I know. It's just holiday weekend and my wife's work sucks. So
I've done my share, so I totally understand the whole working thing and on the holidays and being on call.
What were you going to ask me, Dan?
I was going to ask you, what size of pots are you going from on your upsizes?
We did 1s to 5s to 45s for the photos.
Wow. So quite a jump into that 45.
Well, that's what you have to do. Because could you imagine trying to transplant a 10-gallon into a 45?
Like a
Yeah,
kid.
I'm gonna have to transplant a 10-gallon into a 25-gallon today.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna set it in there and cut the bag. Or
Yeah.
Oh, that's the way to do it. You're less
that's the only
stressed
thing
that
I
way.
can do. It costs you $10 or $5 or whatever, but whatever, worth it to me.
Is that
Well-
the Divine Storm one that you showed the other day?
Yeah, you'll see it tomorrow.
My
You know, that's just the
goodness.
cost of growing. It's almost like, you know, unless you're somebody who reuses all the same things all the time, some things are just disposable and growing like that.
You know, I've grown 3 plants in this 10-gallon pot so far through flowers, so it's definitely did its purpose. And like I said, right now I have an issue where the roots are kind of growing through on the bottom really, really strong. And I'm just going to leave that lower section. You know what I'm saying? Not even disturb them roots. So that's the plan anyway.
Well, sure, because you're not going. Remember, we've always talked about the abacus before and your yield and all that good
Absolutely.
shit. So if you were to stress the plant out right before, you know, through transplant before the flip, I mean, you're sliding several beads across saying, oh, no, I don't need that. No, I don't need that either. No, no, just let that stress kill it. So the way that you're doing it by just minimal invasive things is definitely smart.
And, you know, man, I probably would have left it in this 10 if it was, but it's so vigorous that it's got much more potential than that 10-gallon pot.
And that is the Divine Storm, correct?
Yes, from In-House Genetics. It's my number 2 pheno, which was my greasiest, frostiest pheno and the biggest stretcher. So it doubles in flower, and it's already 5 feet wide.
Damn, and you tell me this right after you tell me that you will not be at the fucking float. Damn.
No, I'm sorry. Sorry. But I'll definitely make the 9th one.
Hell yeah. Can't wait to have you there, dude. And
For
of
sure,
all
I'm
the
definitely
Growskis,
Man, we're gonna meet up with
here in the
Dro
chat.
tomorrow. Dro Grows, Normish Micro, Tara. I mean, and me, it's gonna be a great time tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
She's double dipping because after that, she's going to be heading to Doc Dankenstein's house. And then we've arranged to go over and have a pre-flow party over there with them. And then we're going to come right back in Sunday on Sequence's birthday. Shout out, buddy. And we will be doing the float down here on River. So it's going to be rad.
Yeah, I'm really coming out on top here, guys. I'm gonna have a great weekend.
Yeah, you're gonna be exhausted though.
I don't even care.
You're traveling.
I'm
crazy
always
on the-
exhausted. It doesn't matter.
I've seen her
Yeah.
drive for 24 hours.
I know.
straight.
That
I
last
know.
time that I seen you, you went on a round fucking trip. And I think you either start at Dan's or you just start at Sequences. It was one of the two. And then
The
you made
first
your
time
your
she-
circuitous loop.
Oh,
Remember?
the first time that, yeah. This last trip, I was all over Michigan, literally all over Michigan. I just,
Yeah, this time it's gonna be even more.
it is. But I'm really
Especially if you get over to Sleeping Bear Dunes.
Oh, dude, it's so beautiful over there.
everything that we've been seeing picture wise. I told my sister, I was like, we just got to do this. I mean, if we're gonna be up that way, we have to. We can't not do it. So we're doing it.
You'll dig it. The
Yeah,
bad thing is it's tourist season, so it's gonna be really, 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 really packed, and you won't get any hotels up there. I hope you guys have planned for hotels and whatnot or whatever you needed, because up here it gets packed on the weekends.
I'm going to the
Everybody down south comes up north.
I'm going to the hotel Doc Dankenstein.
Right
Yep. Tent City. Tent City.
Heck
That's right.
yeah. Sleeping under the stars.
That's
Just like the
exactly what I'm
Cowboys.
doing.
Oh man, he has such a beautiful yard too, man. Like we'd be sitting out back smoking. And,
I'm excited.
You know, we've got the herons out there and everything else. It's badass.
M2 keeps saying, "Are you sure you don't want to get a hotel?" And I was like, "No, we're camping."
Bring some s'mores.
Camping is so much better.
I think so. I mean, especially
Unless it's raining.
with us, you know? I mean, it's going to even be better because it's
Only you can prevent forest fires.
My dog over here smoking too. Yeah. I want to say good morning to Honey Bear Casey. I seen you join the chat a while ago. I was waiting for a break in the conversation here. Has anybody else joined that I have not seen yet? Give us a shout out in the chat, and we will shout you out here.
Fruit number 2 on the skill bow challenge.
All right,
Pineapple
Thai crossed with sour strawberry.
doubling down.
Yeah, you missed the dab this morning.
I told you you're a warrior, man. Of course,
And
he
then
corrected me last
find the mute
night.
button, and so they all had to listen to me cough.
Oh, dude, don't ever feel bad for that, because you can be no worse than when we did our. Here's a good cheap plug. Go back and check out the episode that we did for Wake and Bake with the Growskis, where I was on site with Sequence, and I died in the middle. I started coughing so bad, and he didn't even fuck with me one bit, man. So much love.
People cough when they smoke. It's not like an embarrassing thing. It's fine. I obviously try not to do it in the. People are wearing headphones and shit. You
Pull
can
your
ruin
pants off.
someone's day, but like people cough. It's all right.
2020 is asking, how's the pineapple Thai? Bro, I keep dipping in my jar for it. I'm trying not to give a lot away because we have some judges here, but you know what? I keep dipping in the jar. The buzz is incredible, man. It maintains.
That's what everybody keeps saying, is that the buzz is really good. Abolish
Yeah.
the thing too.
Lasting.
Yeah, but it's really early to be talking terps or anything. But yeah, man, it was a nice yielder. I try not to give too much away, but yeah, thumbs up. That's all I can say.
Definitely stay tuned in 38 more days when we have the judging event for this. So we're on the countdown.
Do you have a countdown on your phone, like you're having a baby, Scoba?
No, I have Siri. All I do is when it comes to mind, I just go, "Hey Siri, how many days till August 9th?" And she chimes in and tells me the answer.
Say, how big is my baby? And it says about as big as a peach.
I've never thought to use Siri that way. I always ask her dumb questions like, "Are you dropping on me?" And she'd be like, "Oh, I don't have an answer for that."
You fool!
Somebody just showed me a hack the other day that I am all tripped out about. So I guess there's barcodes in women's bra strips from Victoria's Secrets, and they're tracking you. So I opened one of my bra strips, the tag, and there's a little metal chip thing in there. I've been buying Victoria's Secret bras for 20-something years.
Hang on. Go ahead, Sequence.
They're not tracking you.
No.
You sure about that?
It's to make sure you don't steal shit. More likely.
I thought when you said that you had a hack, it was going to include a fucking hot glue gun. See, you're fucking up out of the gates. You cannot do hacks without a hot glue gun and some really annoying ass
Rip
music.
out of your
Yeah,
bras.
or duct tape.
Never mind. No hacks.
And if you're hacking on a computer, you need at least 2 keyboards. That's how it works in the movies.
Hey, now, give me a break. It's early.
But we got them laughing early, so we're doing our job. I hope everybody out there is having a great morning. You're able to smoke along with us. I'm going to be rolling up a little bit of headlights to get it started again.
Love it.
So
I'm rolling up Heaven Sent. Shout out to Mint Kinnico.
Oh,
nice.
man. You know what's so crazy about that is I grew that strain like 5 years ago. And when I first found out that Mint Kinnico was running it, I was like, holy shit, man, I hope your stuff gets those pinks that finish with it. I really, really like that strain. And if anybody wants to check it out, it's through MTG Seeds, and it stands for Money Tree Genetics. And there's your Skilbo 2 cents on something in the morning.
I haven't heard of that before. I have to check it out.
I grew something else of theirs that I really, really liked. It was called True Blue. And it was like Blue Dream on crack. So it was super. True Blue. Yeah, man. It was a nice smoke. But I was a shitty cloner at that point, and I was still trying to dial things in, fucking around with Rockwool, and she was a no dicer.
Dude, I'll tell you about shitty cloning. When I went in the greenhouse to chop clones, I chopped some clones for grow off people or whatever. Dude, they were wilting in my hands. I would chop them, and I was like, holy shit, how are any of these going to stay alive? most of them popped right back up, but they wilted so fast. I couldn't believe it.
I dealt with a wilted plant yesterday. There was one clone, an Ethos Mandarin cookies. It was stuffed in the corner of the veg tent in a solo cup still, and must have been missed on the watering a day prior because it was all wilted over. But I flushed it through a couple times, and she perked back up within 15 minutes. Stand back up.
Yep. I was gonna say set the egg timer for 15 minutes and come back and
Yeah.
Go burn a joint. By the time you come back, she'll be perked back up.
I pulled it out of the tent, left it on the table so that 420 wife could see it because it was her water day.
Oh, there was a shame factor. I wasn't sure if it was yours or hers.
No, not a shame, just unaware.
Shout out to that 420 wife.
Yes. She makes great memes.
That's what I was going to say. Shout out to her for making some quality memes for our half of the show.
She tried to get me with the old Wolverine pining away for this wake and bake.
Is that what you call it?
Pining, yeah, man.
Pining.
I didn't know, so I just kind of vaguely referred to him. I'm kind of not very cartoon literate.
Miss D's Nugs was saying that she wanted to do a grow off, not to try to compete earlier on, but just for, the learning in the community and stuff. And I think that's one thing that people might have the wrong idea about. They might think that in this grow off chat, we're throwing hate at each other all the time and like, it's not that good, bro. Your shit kind of sucks. You should see what my stuff looks like. But in fact, what it is we talk about not just the grow off, but we talk about damn near anything. It's like having a live chat line. And if you join the next grow off, I guarantee you that you will get annoyed with Norwal, because that dude constantly fucking has the fat finger effect and misdials us every day and calls us Norwal so bad that I had to make a Hank Hill meme where Hank's like this and says, "Damn it, Norwal." And I make the joke for the last week that not a day goes by that I don't get to appropriately drop that in the chat sometime. And he hasn't let me down yet, guys.
It's been a really good chat for people to ask questions of all knowledge levels, because we have people in the grow off that they're on their first grow, they're on their second grow or whatever. And so we have all the new questions, no judgment, no nothing like that. Everything from is this a male to, what's this spot look like or whatever. We get it all sorted out. So I believe that everyone's happy with the chat for sure.
I think so too. I know that I've gotten way more than I could have ever expected from it 10 times over.
Yeah, the chat consumes a lot of my day.
It's okay.
It really does. It really does. I'm going to be sad to see it go. Let's hope it don't goes. And, there's a lot of good communications that go on in there. A lot of bullshit, but a lot of good communications, good growers, and just the good community in general.
Well, we've all become friends through this. I mean, not with you two, obviously, because we've been friends with you for a while longer than the grow off. But look at the community ties that we've been able to build between people that are participating in it. You know what I mean? And it's a good way for you to feel people out. You can kind of trick somebody once or twice in a DM, but when you deal with them for several months all the time, if you're an asshole, it'll come out. So
absolutely,
it's a good weeding process.
See, put it this way, I don't know these people by their face, but if I ever seen somebody with their shirt on that's had their name on it, their screen name, you bet your ass I go up to you and say, "Hey, I'm Dank Man, and you're so and so." And
well, I almost
I always see people out in public and be like, "Hey, that could be somebody we know," and that hidden behind the screen. So
I really liked it when we first started the show. The first Cannabis Cup that came up, Sequence had the MBGS shirts made, and on the back it has the Instagram logo, and then like it'll be the Sequence or the Skilbo on the back. So it is cool when you're standing there. Let's say that all four of us are having a conversation right here, and Abolished is walking by and doesn't know us, but he happens to see the back of Sequence's shirt. He'd be like, "Oh shit!" So,
Well, let's give the
real.
real story. This happened. This is how Red came up into the group. We were at the Claro Cup, I believe, and we were at the table smoking. We were standing next to the table smoking by the 2020 booth, and Red walked over and introduced himself. Rascal Farmer walked over as well at that time, but Red never left. He's still here. He's doing a late sesh right now.
He's doing a late session right now. We're still recording. Shout out to 2020 Carlos too. He's always great to sesh with and always very nice dude.
Yeah, I'm excited. Carlos is coming for the judging. Obviously, we're going to invite Adam as well, and we'll see how it goes. As far as that chat goes, Dan, that can be complicated because we have a chat limit on the size of the chats on Instagram.
Absolutely.
So we'll try to keep it, though, obviously.
I kind of feel bad because I'm on the Frugal Force chat and I don't really chat in there a lot or say a lot. So I kind of feel like I should give up my spot.
But are you getting information from it and the
I
links
do,
in the articles
absolutely,
and stuff?
I
absolutely.
do too.
It's doing what it's doing then.
I just feel bad because I'm not very frugal.
Rather bougie.
Well, just, yeah.
I definitely try to be
Yeah.
to succeed in some places, but it is a huge knowledge spot for me. I mean, tons of knowledge always being dropped in there. I get a lot of notes from that.
I just feel bad it's limited and I don't participate in it as much as I probably should.
I didn't know it was limited.
Yeah, the space is for sure.
I didn't know that.
The cool thing about those chats like that is that other people are asking questions that you would not necessarily ask yourself or you wouldn't think to ask, and then you get an answer that you still need, or you learn something from, like Spartan comes in there and drops knowledge all the time.
Yeah, man. Just like I'm learning how to do blue mats right along with Scobo. I have invested $0, but I'm learning all about them.
Right. You can learn by my mistakes. You know what I mean? I mean, if I make a stupid mistake.
Wicking ways, wicking ways sounds great, man. I would love to leave for a weekend, but right now I can't leave. We
Smiley is
water every day.
In the Frugal.
I want to say good morning to April and to Carl. And I also want to say good morning to Tommy Tricombs, another participant in the Grow Off. Good morning, brother.
Good morning.
And as well as Mr. Manny D. Good morning. Hopefully everybody is smoking along with us. And we are a half hour into our sesh. And the sun is rising. We got to start grinding, man.
I already did. I grinded, I rolled, I dabbed.
Rose and ground? Is that what it is?
I rose and groaned.
I've got a salad of Rainbow Driver and Gratefully this morning.
Got some Red Setter Farm flavors jumping off over there.
Yes, and Miss C and Abolished for that also.
Well, and since we are talking about Red Setter Farm twice in a row, if you definitely want to see more of Red than just on the Bro Show Live, Sunday nights at 9 p.m., make sure to come through Monday nights at 11 p.m. for another show that I happen to be involved with that's called The Late Sesh. And Red and I get on there and have a good old time. So there's the ongoing thing between The Late Sesh and Wake and Bake with the Growskis. So everybody knows. See, Dan's down there smiling already.
I'm counting down every time you plug.
What are we at?
He's going to come and do it on your show.
Yeah, if I could stay up, man. I can't smoke 50 doobies in a day and make it till 11 o'clock.
Better step up.
Take that midday nap, man.
Yeah, better step up. Better eat that extra
that's
sugar snack to keep going.
Every Sunday before our show, I take a nap.
It's weird I can make it on Sundays.
Keeps me straight enough.
I probably make it to like 10:35. And I'm like, fuck it.
Fuck it. But you're always up at 5.
I know.
Derek got up at 3:30, I'm sure.
Oh, I don't sleep. I don't sleep at all.
No, you blink.
I nap. That's what I call it. I don't sleep. I nap.
It's not healthy.
Yeah, I'll tell that to my. That bitch
You just
won't
haven't
shut
tried
up.
the right strain yet, man. That's all.
Yes, try them all.
I'm working on it. I'm gonna get to try a whole bunch of new ones this weekend.
Yeah,
I'm very
it's gonna be
excited
great.
about that. I mean, I'm
Product
gonna get
testing.
to try stuff I've never even heard of. I've been kind of looking up and reading about, so I'm very excited.
Heck yeah, I'm adding genetics this weekend. It's gonna be a great weekend.
Me
Thank you,
too.
Sequence. I'm gonna get some above the top shelf concentrates. Shout out to Select Pheno on that. Gonna hang out with Dro and you and Normish, and we'll do some session, man. It'll be cool. Good
It'll be
time.
awesome.
Talk some nectar.
If my sister's listening, we're getting up early tomorrow.
Shout out to the
She's
sister.
in the chat. She's out there.
Well, I didn't know if I saw her in here earlier. I'm not sure if she's still awake at 6:30. So
Yeah, I haven't seen her chatting, but maybe she is.
she's probably there. She's
She
just,
gotta support. Waiting for us to
Yeah.
go live.
which is awesome. Thank you for doing that. I do appreciate that. But your ass is getting up early tomorrow.
For full points, you really got to stick it through, so I'm kind of disappointed. No, she's still here?
Don't you feel foolish?
Got it.
She's like, we always leave early. No, I mean a little
Fucking-
earlier than early. I'm like talking
You just keep poking her, man. That's all.
Guilt trip didn't work when she was here.
She's not an early person, so it's kind of a big running joke with us.
You know, one thing that I was hoping for is I hope that Michigan Medicated has some more of that Bridezilla for us to try to smoke a little bit more of. Fucking love that shit, man.
You know what? She did just say she was done trimming. So I wonder what she was trimming.
She's done trimming. I know it was obviously Grow Off girls that were in there, but I know I'm going to say it wrong, but predicated breeding. Did I say it wrong?
Predicative.
Sorry. She had a lot of that in there. Rock Candy is one of them that I've had my eyeballs on.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if she had some Bridezilla in there. I thought she might have. I know
Shout out to Kyle on that one.
Yeah, shout out to Michigan Medicated. She's awesome.
Well, I felt like that was the showstopper smoke that I had when we were at Abolished House when I seen you and your sister last time.
I agree.
It was like when the jars went around the table, like I did the triple sniff. You know, I'm always going to get the one. If it's really cool, I'm going to give it the two. But that third one that pulls me in, I'm like, no, I got to try a little bit of this real quick. Oh, no, go right ahead. That's what I brought it for. Shit.
Yeah.
They twist up this bomb, man.
There was that one, and then the sour melon obviously stood out to me, and the headlights really stood out to me.
I'm hoping that'll root before.
I had never smelled headlights before, so that was just like, oh my goodness sakes.
Well, I'm really happy because I've got better lights this time. You know, last time I did that particular plant, it was partially lit with a 400 watt HPS, and the other part of it was lit with a 4K 240 watt quantum board. So now what I have in there is I've got a bunch of 3K 240 watts. It's perfectly lit and hung, and hey, it's perfectly hung, yo. But
I'm glad it's working, dude.
Well, yeah, because like I knew that there would be a huge improvement on like the overall yield, you know, just to basically get right to the bottom line. But like after I walked in 1 week, you know, I started them where I kept the veg timer at first because I don't do a perpetual grow anymore. I do, you know, runs because of the bed. So I vegged for a week at 18 hours under those lights, and I just got. I mean, these plants have been vegging for already like a month and a half, 2 months, but it's already grown like twice as much as I've been able to get out of that. So it's ridiculous. So I'm looking forward to what kind of flavors I'll be able to pull out of it now and the better overall bud structure.
Yeah. Love it.
Now, you know why Spartan and I have been touting those lights for a year.
Oh, well, when he won the Grow Off, the last 2020 Mendocino Grow Off, and what was the actual light package on that? I know you remember what it was, but
He
that
won the
thing was
Raging
like
Kush.
gangster. There we go.
That's a
Yeah.
sick light.
So that's cooler than what we've got, you and I, the HLG. It's a little bit nicer than the HLG, in my opinion.
It's the next gen.
Spectrum and changing and all that stuff on there. Really cool light.
And it's a completely programmable. I mean, you can run it through the spectrums. You can do everything with that. And he has that that covers a 5x5, right?
Yeah.
It just so barely fit in the vehicle when he had to take it home. We literally had to take it out of the box and, put the seats down. And then there was three of us. It was me, Sequence, and Spartan. And we're all like just gently pushing this light. There couldn't have been an inch tolerance between that and the back. No way.
Where you had to close the door real careful. Make sure you're not going to break the windows when you do it.
With the fucking light.
Super crazy. But yeah,
Tommy Tricone, I'm sorry. Tommy T is asking if there's any more grow offs coming up. I think you should do a cup.
Yeah, everybody's been trying to. I don't know what we're going to do right away after this, but we'll be planning something, I'm sure. We want to get more people involved in something if we can, When we started this last grow off, obviously we were a little bit less popular than we are now. So hopefully we can have a bigger group the next time and then, keep on doing that thing.
Well, and at the same time, it was all about trying to shine a spotlight on different vendors in the state that you could work with and build a relationship with. And, Adam being a longtime old school OG Michigan outdoor grower, shout out, brother. It was all about the whole show was just about building community and letting people meet each other and learning and shit. And we feel like the Grow Off has been a huge success in that way. You know what I mean? Is we set out to do a couple of things, and I feel like it's come off pretty successfully. We haven't finished yet, but the end is definitely near for it. I love that you unmuted for that. That's awesome.
I mean, we ran into a couple of things. It was our first, Grow Off, our first.
All's well that ends well.
We're doing good. Really proud of all the competitors, and all the plants look super, super fabulous. It's nice seeing them chopped down and people complimenting the buzz and those sorts of things.
The other nice thing is
it's also, as a contestant, it's also bittersweet because it's coming to an end shortly, and we've been doing this for almost 4 months, so it's a big part of our lives.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. I mean, I'm glad that it's important. It's important to us, of course. I'm glad that it's important to you.
It's all about those win-win-win situations, Sequence. Said it for too many shows.
It's been a great blessing for me. I never would have. I mean, I've always for years thought about, growing my own and that kind of thing, but I never knew where to even start. I was always afraid to order anything online because, Ohio, you can't do anything in Ohio. So then when we finally got the medical portion of it, it was awesome. So if it was with you guys' help that I'm even at the stage that I'm in, because I don't think I would have pushed myself to even do this if it wouldn't have been for me finding you guys at all. I don't think I would have ever ventured into this route at all.
We're glad to have you.
I thank you guys immensely because you've changed my life for the good.
And obviously, you guys aren't going anywhere. Wake and Bake show. It's going to be here.
We'll be taunting chat for the rest of the year, that's for sure.
Scobo doesn't have the YouTube password, so he ain't canceling shit.
That's exactly it too. I serve at the whim of His Majesty. I want to give a shout out, good morning to Old Smoke, and I've also seen we've had a few other people drop through. Finger Lakes Finest, what's happening, brother? Another one of our Grow Off contestants. Good to see you. And we also have Evolve 420. Good morning. And let's see, we had Brittany Teasley. Good morning. Srel, what's happening? And I think that catches us up for our little station identification. We do have 44 people chilling with us. That's cheers 44.
Good morning, and thank you for sharing time with us. We're getting baked.
That's a good start.
A great
Good,
start.
good
Okay.
start to the day.
So when you chop something down, you usually got to plant something else to take its place. So I popped some peanut butter breath.
Ooh.
Yeah. Shout out to Normish Micro again for hooking me up with those beans. He's growing some, and I'm going to grow some. We're going to try to find a pheno between us two, and hopefully we can find a nice keeper out of that. Both popped really quick within less than 24 hours. They were out of the shell and had a 1/4 inch taproot.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, they were very vigorous. They're doing good.
I know I have in the wings, I have a beautiful GMO from Michigan Medicated. I have a polished OG that has just gone badonkey donk. And then I have a wonderful crescendo that's starting to finally catch up.
Sweet.
Yeah,
So,
the leaves on my crescendo, or not crescendo, the citro glue that is in flower are bigger than my hands.
oh wow.
And they're just gorgeous, man. Is that what you see with your light? Are you getting those humongous leaves?
Yeah, but I trim them off.
Well, that would be my tip
Probably
to
more
you
often than you do, but
on Terra is you're going to have to get into that abolished, and you are going to have to really strip the inside of that plant out, because otherwise those buds get so big that they absolutely will not let any light get to the inner shit.
Okay.
It'll all be larf, and it'll piss you off. And just get in there and clean it all out right from the beginning, and then work on, like say the last 6 inches of, the exterior of the plant, strip the rest of it to inside.
I definitely figured out that that was one of my things that I could have done a whole lot better there. And I even thought that I had been stripping it enough. I mean, but I think I needed, after seeing everybody's stuff and how bare and stuff it is on the bottom portions. Yeah, I needed to go way further. So
Shave those legs.
yeah, I have a problem with that. I'm lazy. But I do always get off really the big old ones on that. So definitely I've learned a lot. I've gone back over my notes a lot of everything that I've done with them, and I've got points over to the side. Yeah, you shouldn't have done this. Should have done this. Yeah, you should have watered more. And that was another thing. I don't think I probably watered enough. I think I was too focused on how heavy it was when I was lifting it that I might have been neglecting it a little bit. I don't know.
I'm with Dan. You see Dan's expression?
You
Go
know
for
what,
it.
Tara? Your lifting days are done. You're going over to Coco. You're going to be watering every day, so you won't have to question it. You'll know. You're going to do great.
Yeah, that's still a learning curve, Dan. It's definitely even my
There's no curve.
still like,
yeah,
You're
there's
gonna be
no
just
curve
fine.
to Coco.
No, you'll be fine, Tara. You're gonna run that nectar for the gods. We'll set you up. You don't even have to water it every day. You could do it every other day if you want to, but if you water it every day, you'll get good growth. You'll get stalks like this.
I used to hand water. Who's not muted? I used to hand water a bunch of cocoa pots every single day, and I don't do it any longer.
It's a chore.
Scobo's got GG4 in the cam.
That is from March. It's been in the jar. So this is the last of the Mohicans, but gladly I have 3 more in flower right now. So I'm trying to just make this last a little bit longer. But not today.
GG4 is a cut that I would like to have for both growing and breeding purposes. I'd like to try to make some stuff with real Gorilla Glue.
I got you, birthday boy.
Oh, I love it when you call me that. Somebody's getting lucky. Wow, no witty rebuttal. I'm disappointed.
Try not to cough.
So
Or just
Ross,
have it where you have so many fucking jokes that rush to the forefront. They all crowd right in the beginning, and none of them can get out. That's where I was, and plus I'm trimming.
so School of Crop asks why we water so much in cocoa. I figured I would answer it because I'm watering every 8 hours now, I think. The cool thing about cocoa is it can retain, or when it's fully saturated with water, it still has enough oxygen that the roots won't die. So you can water really often. So what we can do, especially when the plants get big, is use fairly small pots, like 3 gallons instead of 5s, for example, and water several times more often because our plants will use and dry and be watered and can be watered much more frequently. So you can deliver nutrients more often, so your plants will grow faster.
On my outdoor plant, in my 10-gallon pot, it's in cocoa. It takes 2 gallons in the morning, and then on these hot days by 4 or 5 o'clock, it's already droopy. It wants more water, and I'll have to take another gallon and a half, and I just give it straight water, pH water at that time. But that'll pick it back up. So yeah, peak summer outside. If you're in cocoa, they're gonna be using that water.
The soil and plants in the greenhouse use 1 gallon of water every 5 days right now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
See, I have 3 autos in fabric pots and soil. And they don't get watered as much. Every 3 days, every 2 days maybe. My hemp plants outside now, they get watered more often because they're in the ground. So we're watering them every day, sometimes twice a day. I culled 3 males this week. So now we're down to 6, but the 6 look like they're females from what we see. We see some pre-flowers happening, so they're getting big. They're about
Nice.
3 feet tall now.
Yeah, 3 foot sounds about right. How big do you think they'll get before they need support?
I don't know. We got tomato cages going around them. Then if they start branching out really big, we'll go ahead and just put some re-rod down and put some fencing around it and make a scrog, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? A trellis on the outside. Strictly growing this to find the CBD, to isolate the CBD.
Kind of like a Mendo style, the outdoor cage.
Yeah, just for home personal use.
Yeah, like that. Skilbo's using one of his new grinders over there.
One of like 7.
Is that the Santa Cruz?
You're muted.
That means I'm high. Check that out. Doesn't it look cool?
Yeah,
That's
it's
the limited
beautiful.
edition one.
Santa Cruz, right on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
like,
think-
let me do my little stupid grinder bit here because I have a couple of them. So I have this gigantic cosmic too, right? And I've had this for a long ass time. And it's cool. I like it. But see, what happens is you always get shit that gets stuck in the corners here, and you have to get in there and clean it out. Kind of a pain in the ass. So I was talking to Sequence last week, and he was like, "What should I do for my birthday?" I said, "You should treat yourself, bro. You should go out." And he is a cigar aficionado, and I told him, go get yourself a nice cigar. And then he got behind the idea right away. I was like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah," and he also bought a
Did that
brand new
yesterday,
rig.
by the way.
Yeah, the rig. So you want to hold the rig up real quick? Tell him what that is.
Oh, you got your nail?
Yeah, so I got the e-nail. So it's set right now to 400 degrees. But yeah, now I can do dabs on demand. The problem is I had 2 grams of rosin, and I went through 2 grams of rosin in like a day when I opened the e-nail. I was like, that's not good. because there's no way I'd be able to go through 2 grams of rosin every day. So
Oh
A
my
great
God.
way to do a shout out to, and also a cheap plug for our next actual podcast,
it was his rosin.
which is exactly it. And I want to give a shout out to Yeti Stash. That's what Sequence went through so quickly, and it was a really, really good episode, good conversation with him. Super nice guy, got really good energy, man. So definitely make sure to check that out this Monday. I'm not sure what time it'll be dropping, but
Oh, sweet.
new content, man. Somebody
Awesome.
earlier in the chat was saying that they wish that there was more content. So
That'll be a good one.
yeah, because he's actually a hasher. You know what I mean? He goes from, single source, does this whole thing. For the most part, he is working on some collaborations. So
Yeah,
He grows in Michigan, grows in a
Yeah.
greenhouse.
I'm trying to absorb all that hash knowledge right now, guys.
I'm excited to see what you can do, Dan.
Absolutely, man. I am totally stoked. We're going to be building a cold room and a she shed combo. That's going to be great.
There's some talk about that in that podcast episode. He built a cold room. So
Cool. Yeah, so I'm totally looking into that. I know this year I probably won't have to get the AC in this year, because by the time my freeze dryer gets here, it'll be fall. But yeah,
So is that all
definitely.
the cold room is just air conditioning?
Yeah,
See-
well, you want to be, go ahead.
I was going to ask Sequence. I've done so many damn shows and we've had so many different conversations. I can't remember if the episode that we just did with Yeti Stash, that's where I dropped a bit of like what you could use something for a cold room.
you did.
So there's your teaser. So definitely go check that part out when it drops.
A cold room you want a cold room to work your hash, because your trichome heads will flow like sand when it's in low temps like 55 50 degrees. Even better to be lower than that, definitely. But so you want a really cold area to work your hash in it, or else it becomes unpliable and wants to get greasy. Do you follow what I'm saying, Tara?
I do. Mm-hmm.
I know that's a real layman terms I use.
Yeah.
I'm very ignorant to hash making, so I apologize to all the hash makers.
No, we need to dump it down for me. So as simple as you can make it for me, please. That's the way to get it.
I love when we get to talk to hash makers and the way that they share the tech and stuff like that. And there's like a whole little tiny community of the cannabis community on here that are really just into the hash game, man. So
Tell you what, I've made hash, and I've made what is, in my opinion, some pretty high quality hash rosin with my own flower. And I learned shit in that podcast episode that I didn't know yet. So I'm excited to try that stuff.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're going to sacrifice your whole plant or whole crop to washing and turn it into quality rosin, you better know what the hell you're doing.
good stuff. Oh man, there is nothing like GG4 that has been curing for a long time. It still has all the brightness and flavors. Oh, delicious.
I'm smoking OKC right now. That's a great morning smoke. It's even got the morning, like citrusy, more upbeat flavors, later flavors.
You gonna bring some of that with you?
Yeah. I'll bring all of it that I have left. It's in an opaque jar, so I can't even tell you how much.
I know I'm just starting to look hard.
Things don't hang out very long, do they?
Nope.
They're here and then they're gone. They're here and then they're gone.
I just told you I went through 2 grams of rosin in one day, so my appetite can be
Crazy.
Now, when you ran that much through it, how hard was it to keep that thing clean?
So I just cleaned the nail or the quartz after each dab with this stuff right here. That's how much of it I've used since I bought it like 3 or 4 months ago.
Dude, that's crazy. I mean, and my no-till guy did tell you when he recommended it to you that it will last you a long ass time.
So the coolest part about this stuff, besides it being like there's not many chemicals or anything in there, any chemicals maybe, it's 710 milliliters.
Wow.
How clever.
710.
They thought of everything.
Speaking of which, what is the plan for Sunday? Are we still going to have a live show?
I scheduled it. I plan on being back by then, but I don't know how many people we'll have or if we'll be able to do it. For
Guys,
now,
if y'all
it's on
sunburn,
YouTube.
you better be wearing some skin blocking shit.
I thought you were going to say Speedos.
No, no. Oh my God, you should see some of the picture sequence posted on that grow off. Oof. Threw you right under the bus, brother.
Gotta see my bathing suit.
Get Tara's eyes.
Yeah. It's going to be an exciting day just to be able to follow you guys along the river on the chat. If you guys have your phones.
I'll have my phone. I'll have my phone.
Hey, and there's cases you guys can buy that are waterproof just so you can protect your stuff. So
I think my phone is kind of waterproof. I'll test it later.
Stay tuned. We'll find out Sunday.
No, I have a waterproof backpack, so I'll be able to text in between stops and stuff like that, if nothing else.
And tubing is slow. It's not like kayaking or canoeing. It's slow.
That's good. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm excited.
You guys are. You're gonna have a blast.
We got a bunch of extra tubes. We got a bunch of we got extra coolers. We've got all that stuff. So
I'm gonna bring an extra rope ratchet, and I'm gonna make sure that it's socially distanced, and I'm gonna click one side of it onto the sequence island. Take the other shit to my side, and I'm gonna let somebody else worry about everything. Big show.
Sequence island.
That way I'm in on all the good smoke sessions. See, if you fucking dick around and get separated, who knows?
K2 has a waterproof fanny pack.
We're gonna all be clipped up to one another.
Somewhere abolished ears just perked up when he heard the words fanny pack.
He just woke up and got jealous at the same time.
Yeah.
He's got the pissy little kid face on right now, looking at Misty. It's not waterproof.
Holy shit! It's halfway.
This is a PSA. If you haven't had any GG4 lately, and you do like it, you should really try to get some again. It's oh my god, man!
It's one of those things, right? You feel like people, they just get tired of hearing the name or something, and then they're like, "Oh, this is overrated" or whatever.
I know, man. I feel bad saying it. No,
good medicine. It really is.
Jinx, Red would tell you that you owe him a Coke. Shout out Red Setter Farm and the Late Sesh. Monday nights at 11 p.m.
Red's asleep for like 6 more hours for sure.
But Red watches all content.
Yes, he does. He's a good man.
Damn.
Oh yeah, somebody's got to bring toilet paper.
Hey, shout out to H&T, high and tight. Hope you guys are safe travels.
Morning, guys.
And they said they're going to be listening.
They are.
You're in chat now.
Can't wait to meet you. We're going to have a great weekend.
Scobo, I'm going to need you to read the chat when you're on the show.
Good morning, sequence.
We've got a responsibility to these kids. I don't remember the rest of that. I don't remember the rest of it.
Kids.
Kids. Shout out Diamond Press. They're in the chat.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Homies.
54 in chat now.
See, people get up early for this.
You guys are trying to be respectable. I'll give you credit for that. I showed you the screenshot, so you know what you're shooting for. I want to see that 420 wife meme that one for me.
Right on. Right on.
That'll be her sole mission for today.
She'll get even. It's good.
15 minutes to 420 in California.
She'll accept the challenge, I'm sure.
It's so weird to think it's only 4:20 in California right now.
I know.
Good morning, Jack Greenstock, wherever you are.
Good morning.
At this hour of the morning, Jack is either asleep or reading an encyclopedia.
Cannabinoids.
Yep.
So my grow off girl that I put outside, she re-vegged. Or she's re-vegging. I don't know how the right terminology
Sure.
right there.
Just get in there and thin that out.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. She smells so good. I mean, I literally walk out my back door and I was like, ooh.
Give us a general idea of the size of her.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Give us a general idea of what size you're talking about.
You know, I don't know how to like really. She hasn't gotten bigger. She's more fluffy and
she's
chunky.
re-vegging, right?
Yeah, it's more chunky than anything. Height wise, nothing there. It's not like growing up. It's just more chunky. Very frosty. Very frosty.
And what was the kind of roundabout date that outdoor flips over? Anybody remember that?
I don't.
Mid-August.
Find out. Yeah.
Did you say middle of August?
Yeah.
I would say you should see, changes in your plant by mid-August.
There's still time then.
It'll get pretty big.
Yeah, you got a whole month. But you know what? If you're re-vegging, man, you're going to see some crazy ass shit happen. You're going to see single leaves throwing for a little while. There's a big...
Get rid of all those
change.
motherfuckers.
Hasn't done anything like that. I don't know what it's really doing. I just probably screwed it all up because I flipped its life cycle. But I mean, it's not dead, so it's green, it's frosty, it smells good, so I'm still going with it.
It'll rebound. Trust me.
It'll rebound. It's just gonna do some really crazy stuff. Yeah. The buds that are on there will probably die.
Really?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You don't want those. It's gonna have new growth that comes out of those.
Yeah, they'll shoot 15 branches out of them potentially.
Okay.
And if it's another thing I would think about, since you know what you're getting into, and she's not that tall, you're saying it's bushing out, but if you look at the plant, ask yourself if you could stake it out a little bit further where you can open that centerpiece up, where some of those re-veg sites on the inside can be utilized to become, just like spaghetti strands of new tops.
Okay. Yeah, I could definitely.
And if it's really, really woody, you're in a pot still, right? You're not in the ground.
No, I'm just in an easy pot.
Okay. So then you can try giving some silica for like a week or two, and then that should help you make it more pliable to bending.
It's very pliable still, so that portion of it is still good. It's not very woody at all, like where the other ones that are inside.
Yeah. Tie her down like a big top tent with stakes, and get down with it, man. Open her right up, and you'll have some really beautiful, beautiful pictures to show us in a few months.
Cool. I'll do that. Thank you.
How's your outdoor plants doing there, Scobo?
My two Spartan glues are actually doing just fine. I had a little bit of leaf twisting in week 2, only on one of the plants. So I'm not really sure because they're both clones of the same thing. So I wonder if one of the spots that's in the ground is a lot different than the other ones.
She's probably got a little dry.
No, I think what it is I think that there might be a higher iron content in that area, which could cause, like some micronutrients can cause the leaf twisting and shit like that.
Well, like
molybdenum or whatever it is. I don't know.
All of my plants in the greenhouse, I've got 72, just about right on the number now, 72 plants, all have the same soil, all have the same water. Some of them have twisting and some of them don't. So
okay, that's a relief then, because I was like, why is this one only doing it? And it's not like crazy. It's just a little bit of like spiraling action on the leaf.
Yeah, it'll be fine. When you have that many plants, you see like those little variations in like how common they can be or whatever. I'm looking for I didn't have any trifoliate plants. I was really hoping to see one of those, like by popping a lot of plants, new seeds and stuff. Nothing.
What's that?
So most of our plants will come up in sets of 2. of the leaves and everything, right? Well,
Okay.
trifoliate plant will have sets of 3.
Oh.
So they look really cool. And I
Okay.
wanted one to take pictures of, but I didn't get one.
Cheers, Mr. Kalix. And Hydrotech guy. Good morning. 53 people with us now, so there are more people joining the show. Hopefully you're able to smoke right along with us and get your rise and grind on and meet the day with your best foot forward.
Iron Tight said he's in Ohio. I'm sorry to hear that.
I know, me too. Watch
Wait a
the
minute.
cop.
Wait a minute. What? Hold
You
up.
see the Ohio State birds, them orange cones in the middle of the road.
That's Toledo. Been working on Toledo
Construction
since
that's
like 19.
everywhere.
Dude, they've been working on Toledo since like 1977. No, I just kid.
They're working on every road in Ohio. What are you talking about?
No, not too much. Not around me. So we just had actually a big, huge project that's been going on one of the bridges finish up. Thankfully, finally, it's been like 2 years, so it's been a blessing there. Traffic's kind
I
of
think they've been building the highway in Dallas for like 30 years straight.
wow.
Oof. I've never been to Dallas. You?
Neat. Nope.
Yeah.
We've been to Texas.
Yes.
They said that the bathrooms in Ohio represent Ohio. I was like, I agree. Crappy bathrooms. We try not to stop. We try not to
Figuratively, right?
We try not to stop at them ourselves. So
Too many jokes.
I know. Heck, my sister won't even barely let me stop for a bathroom break. She's afraid of the sex trafficking in that.
That always happens to me when I'm in the bathroom.
See, you're just killing me, dude. There's too many jokes to be made.
Jeez.
Damn it.
Got to make one of them.
Told her they can't sex traffic you if you're willing.
Yeah, they picked the wrong bathroom.
You picked the wrong guy.
Well, I think I'm going to have to get out of here, y'all. I've got to go to work today.
All right.
Have you woke and have you boke?
Yes, I've done both.
Right on. Cheers, Tara.
You have a
Cheers,
safe
guys.
day now.
You guys have a great day also. Cheers, chat. Thank you for getting up and sharing time with us this morning. Stay tuned for great weekend updates from all of us, pictures to come. Have a great 4th of July, everyone. Appreciate everybody. You can find me on Instagram at Tara Wilson 1409. Have a great day, guys. Thank you.
See you,
Thanks, Tara.
You guys.
I think the rest of us are going to stick it out, and we'll be here until 8. So that will be cool. Right when I was getting ready to kick her out, she left.
She booed
Go on,
it.
get.
Gahan, get.
Extra bonus points for him if you stamp at him like a cat.
So I think one of my grow off plants I'm going to turn into all bubble hash.
Yes.
All
Speak
right,
to
all
us of this process.
Yes. Just going to wash it up. And I dried it on that herbs now dryer last time, and it didn't turn out too bad. I mean, really, I would like to microplane it, though. That would probably help the process for sure.
And what is microplaning for someone out there that doesn't know?
That's when you freeze your bubble hash and then you shave it with a food grater of some sort to break them down to the smallest pieces possible to dry those. The theory is the water is easier to evaporate it out of the hash, I believe, that way.
So maybe I could use like a lemon zester, you know,
Yes, sir.
let's get
Yes,
on it.
If you can find the long, skinny ones, you know what I'm saying? Those work real well, you know.
I think they're for like nutmeg and ginseng,
Oh,
maybe.
yeah, that's right.
Right
Good
on.
stuff. Sometimes you just got to know the
Yeah.
right search term, you know.
So that's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
process we're going to try for this. And, you know, I'll bring that along with me. I'll try to save some of it for you guys. Bring it because it's not going to be the turn-in plant. I do have your guys' jar curing, burping it every 12 hours.
Uh-oh, it's getting the professional.
There's that one right
touch.
there. It just got dropped on the ground.
No, that was my lighter. No, I don't even have no herb out here with me right now. It's all I pre-rolled a couple hoots and I brought the dab, so I'm set.
Cheers,
All right.
Eldon Smith.
M2 shout out.
M2's up. Good morning, M2.
Good morning, M2. You missed your bit when I spoke so highly of Bridezilla.
Thank you, everyone, for waking up early and joining us today. It's been nice. It's nicer when the days that I don't have to work.
You gonna show off that
Now you're
shirt for
gonna get
everybody that just
called
woke
in.
up? Dope.
This is the real Smokey the Bear shirt. It's not the like the dab guy. It says only you. The top's in green, so you can't read it. Only you can prevent forest fires.
So he stole it from
Super excited.
sixth grader.
No, he bought that because that's his shirt to go with his new step up in the dab game. No flame anymore.
Yeah,
so
dude.
he's preventing his own
Hey,
forest
man.
fires.
I really dig it.
If you dig it, talk about it. Tell us about the email you got. Shout it out if you're digging it. I would like to know what
It's a
you
great
use. I mean, I
price
do
point,
know,
too.
but yeah, man.
It was from this company right here, Disorderly Conduction on Instagram.
Right on.
This is the cheapest email you can buy on their website. It was $180. I would buy 5 of them. It's super cool. I don't know what you would need a more expensive one for, because it does everything that you would expect an email to do. The only thing that I wish it could do was like save temperature settings, like preset different temps. So you had like your radio in your car.
Yeah.
You could go through them. That would be cool. But it's really, really neat. Love that thing.
Heck yeah. Just keep a lot of concentrate around.
Well, it's going to be perfect timing for him because he's going to have a lot of things to do after the harvest in the outdoor. So I'm sure that some of it will make it that way.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so looking forward to harvesting outdoors this year.
Yeah, think of your hash game this year. And you have the
Yeah.
benefit of being more northernly than us. So you have the benefit of those outdoor temperatures and you can do it totally Eagle Garden style. Shout out, brother. And get out there with the snowsuit and the Freddy mask, Jason
Absolutely,
mask.
man.
Get down with it, man.
I am totally excited to do some dry sifting next year outside, and it's gonna be great, man. I'm saving all my trim and everything right now. In the freeze dryer, we're not gonna run nothing but quality bud. We're not gonna do no trim runs in there, but everything in trim will dry sift because I have great luck with that. We
Talked
would
to
like
Red Setter, and I was saying about his outdoor and stuff this year. I want to go to Red Setter Farm and be able to film the process on making some hash, and then we can put that out as content as well. And it's kind of like my ability to apprentice and watch how it's done his way. And so I'm really, really looking forward to that too. And then I've got to go help Sequence do his harvest from his outdoor Eden as well.
Dude, I hope you do.
I have to, man.
It's gonna be good.
You and all the really, really nice people over there.
You don't have to by any means, but I'm gonna have a lot to do. That's for sure.
No, we can pull some Sunday moves off of Saturdays and shit, man. Get it done.
I'm gonna take a week off of work. I'm gonna.
Some people have deer season. Other people have trim gel season.
Yeah. It's a real job.
It is.
I mean, I intended it to be though. I wanted it to. We're obviously taking it real serious and committing hard to it. Just bought $900 worth of recharge, but and Eagle has the same scissors. That's why I thought of that. Scobo has the scissors.
Yep, these are the Diamond Cutcos, and I really, really like both of these. So these are like the most buttery scissors that I have ever used. There's like no drag in them whatsoever. And then this pair is like these are the 6.5s. These are the harvesters. And these ones are really, really nice because I can get super, super close. So I'm one of those people that I don't do a final trim when I take the plant down and jar it. I leave a little bit of shit on it, and then I come through and trim the little bits off right before I smoke it. Not that there's a good way to do that or a reason I do that, just what I do. So anyway, if you're looking for some decent scissors, man, that's what I'm giving a shot to. And I've tried a lot of different brands, and I think they all work. I think it's just a matter of personal preference and kind of how much trimming you have to do. You know, when you start talking about outdoor and stuff like that, you're talking about whole days of doing nothing but sitting with your friends, either watching some old movie or jamming some fucking music and having decent conversation. But I'll be honest with you, after the little bit in the beginning wears off, nobody's really talking. Everybody's just trimming. And time just goes and goes and goes. And I think Sequence is done with his dab, which allows me to go ahead and pass it right back at him.
We're always talking and listening to music mostly. But like I'm always trimming with people that I'm really, really good friends with and stuff. It's never a random table. Actually, sometimes trimming with a random table of people is pretty fun too.
Oh, dude, sometimes that's the best laughs that I've had is I've met people somewhere to trim. You know what I mean? And like, dude, bring your scissors over, man.
Yeah. Like I'm happy to sit down for a couple hours and have a conversation.
I'll even loan him a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
Well, I liked it because when I went over to trim with Sequence last time, you know, they had the little jar of alcohol and the extra scissors. You just throw them in there and let them soak. You know what I mean? I think Red Setter does the same thing as well.
Yeah. Have one soaking while you're snipping. Just swap them out.
You know, and then the other thing is us old school smokers really, really like our scissor hash. So when the outdoor comes down, instead of just throwing those directly into the alcohol, you know, you might want to give that a little bit of a scrape. Have yourself a little bit of parchment paper, and scrape all that onto it. I'm just saying what we used to do a long time ago.
Still do it to this day.
Oh, there you go. The old ways don't necessarily die.
Shave it right off, clean them up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one more step. You're just giving it a quick scrape, especially if you have like two pairs. You just get it done like that. You soak those two, go on to the next two, pass it to your bro, and get going.
Heck yeah. That's fringe benefits.
You always leave with a really nice goodie bag, I've found.
Fringe benefits or scissor hash.
Yeah. That's those toppers, or, you know, sometimes, I don't know if everybody's done this, but when you have a big enough ball of scissor hash, you can literally just drop it in the bowl, light the whole thing on fire, and you don't need a bed of anything underneath of it. It's just, she burns a while, Captain. That'll put 8 or 10 people on their ass.
Yeah, and it never goes out.
That's the thing. Once you get it,
set it down, boy. Once you light it up,
but you can't. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous either. Like that shit on fire and let it burn for a second. Let it burn for a second, and then once it's going, just puff at it. And once you start it, just keep going. And like you're saying, it's oof.
Yeah, it's a commitment. That's for sure. And usually, I'm the one that has to follow through in this house.
I got to reload, Captain.
Yeah, I'd be smashing that shit.
I'm very high.
Since we are near the end of the show, I figure now is a good time to, oh shit, let me come over this way, get around this camera. And this time it's going to be some sour melon.
Oh.
If she'll follow. So I'm going to have that to really give myself the kick in the ass so I can get the rest of my day going.
You want me to show off a couple grow off nugs?
Sure. Definitely.
Well, give me a second. I go inside and grab them.
You better hurry. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what I hear in my mind is I hear that old music. We
need a timer.
That's what I'm saying. That's what Dan should be hearing. Is that is the Benny Hill music. Somebody out there is going to be pissed off because they're going to be whistling that or humming that for the rest of the day. You're welcome.
Look what I got.
Barton Grown. I know he's awake by now, but not quite here.
He's probably at work. But look at that. Spartan grows some dank, boys and girls.
You see?
Wow, what an image, Dan.
An image. You like that?
I like the colors of it.
And
Definitely very appealing. That's the kind of structure you look for.
They're freaking nugs, man.
Miss Sakamoto, you
See
are
my dirty
beautiful.
ass freaking hand. Yeah, I don't want to tell you the terps, but
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's really, really nice looking. It's definitely the structure you hope for when you're growing, you know, more than a little bit of larfier stuff.
and this had a very thick stem, and I predicted it was going to produce some really, really heavy nugs, and it did. I mean, these are rocks, man. They're solid. I was really impressed with that pheno. I have a nice clone of it.
Nice.
You got to have a clone to turn into wind, though. You know,
Absolutely.
that's how you
It's
bring home
huge.
the big shit,
I can
man.
flip it to flower right now.
I've got one in my flower room.
Well, that's great.
But I've got some other ones in veg still.
I do want to run through again what you actually have for variety in the greenhouse outside.
I can try. The sour melon's doing really well out there. I also have a plant called Girl Crush that I'm not sure if I can share what it is or not. It's from 2020. I have Citroglu 6, Death Star, Crescendo, Orange Kush Cake. The Mac is out there. GMO, Garlic Storm, which is garlicane, slurricane crossed. Those are doing really well in the greenhouse.
Want a cut of that one? That sounds great.
When I figure out which one I'm going to keep, you can get it, of course.
What are you looking for in your? I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I got mine.
I was wondering what he was looking for in his garlic cane for terp.
I'm not sure. Probably the one that washes the best, honestly. That's because all those are going to get washed, I'm sure.
Okay.
But
so you're looking for resin production and
yeah,
not speed of how fast it matures. Or
right. Yeah, the speed of maturity doesn't matter that much because it's going to be in the greenhouse alongside plants like GMO. They're going to go longer no matter what.
Right on.
It's going to be faster than GMO. It's like a 9-week strain, I think.
So you're good then. Yeah.
Wow. Dude, this sour melon right to the fucking head gave you the 7-Up tingles, man. It's good shit. My question I was going to ask you was about the Mac. And I'm wondering if the outdoor sunlight will give it more vigor and oomph.
No, sir. Not as far as I can tell.
Okay. That was some hopeful thinking there.
The interesting thing is, so the greenhouse stays real warm, like you would expect, right? So it's a little bit warmer than ambient all the time. So the plants that have seemed to have adapted really well are the ones that seem to be more sativa leaning, more like equatorial style, like longer flowering strains, like the sour melon, like the GMO. The OKC is doing really well. That's more of a bushy plant, but mostly it's the narrow leafed, more sativa strains. So it's been really interesting to see that, like genetically, because of the temperature. And I think that the temperature is what has slowed down some of the other ones a little bit. Kind of cool to see. And going forward, we'll know what strains will work better, you know, because most of these have only been ran indoors. So next year, we'll know what will work really well in the greenhouse and be able to maximize it.
And you've kept clones of all these things so that you can keep these winners and say, you know, it's not my favorite thing in the world, but this specific one is just a winner out here for us.
I mean, it's a pretty cool list of strains for a reason. It's not because I was just throwing them around and, you know, losing them and stuff. I'll be hanging on to those.
Yeah, they sound delicious.
There's a few more I'd like to have in there for sure, but
I want to see how the GMO is because it's going to go into the cold season, basically, and how that's going to affect the finish. It's safe inside of the greenhouse, but those overnight temperatures. Yeah, man, it'll be interesting.
We'll see how cold is in the greenhouse, like how much temperature it can hold. and that sort of thing.
We got to make sure that we get you a press sometime between now and then. So,
Oh, dude, I wish.
we got to get you hooked up.
I got a couple of guys that are going to run most of the hash rosin. So both really, really high quality rosin guys. And then I got some other concentrate processors, wax guys, blaster dudes to run some of the like trem or whatever of the other plants that won't yield. Because not everything is going to yield through hash. So you can't rely on that. And then all the tops probably will get trimmed and whatnot.
Prettified.
Except for the tops on those plants, like GMO. I think GMO is much better as hash than as flour, to me personally.
Some of my favorite flavors when I deal with concentrates. That's why when you were talking about the garlic cane, that was the absolute winner from Old Man's Garden. And I fucking love that shit, man. I got a bunch of his outdoor from, what would it be, over a year ago now. Yeah, would be last season's outdoor. He had garlic cane, and he had Carmelo, and the third thing I can't remember what. It was
Blue Nana.
It was the Blue Nana, yeah. And the salads that I used to make off of those, dude, the Blue Nana and the garlic canes. Oh, wow! Like you could breed that shit, and people would love it. I think it's
I liked all the hash that he had that he made that year.
Bummed. I just went through the last of it. I went to try to bust some out for hash time, and she was empty, Captain. So I do actually get to the bottom of jars eventually.
Well, when I met Red the other day, and I had given him some of my OKC after I harvested, so he gave me some of his GGW hash, this purple hash. So I've got purple hash for hash time. That was really cool.
Good morning, UK
Girl's gone
Sif 420.
He was upset that I gifted him and he didn't have anything to give me back. So
Next time.
He did it next time.
It's 7:33. Hopefully you have had some laughs with us and you've been able to get your smoke on and are able to meet the day with your best foot forward. Coming up here, what do we got left? Tell us, about a half hour?
Right on.
Yep.
So if there's anybody in the chat that has any questions, just, drop them down there and we'll see what we can do with them.
Yeah, I'm really high. I'm not going to be super able to come up with questions here.
I'm doing the heavy lifting, bro. I got us.
Skilbo taking the weight.
I just like these morning dabs. They're making me feel a certain kind of way.
Well, speaking of that, let's see one.
It's a good way. Yeah. Yeah, I'm already down the rabbit hole. I might as well.
Yeah.
Dive in.
Baby, come back. Get it out there.
You're going to be trying to break that 2-gram quota today.
Fuck, I hope not, dude.
Don't say that shit. Now you're going to get him scared off of the dab size he was just going to take. He was going to get all flouncing with it.
This wedding pie is good. I dabbed like a lot of a gram of biscotti yesterday. So I was trying to take it easy today. Does more light make bigger flowers? Yes. It's almost like 1% more light is 1% more plant. So not necessarily 1% more yield, but 1% more biomass, if that makes sense. So like stem, leaves, everything. Up to a point. Obviously, there's a limit.
I noticed the vigor and the structure, man. Like you're saying, you get better. You're just talking about, branching and stem. If you step your light up, you're going to get more of it. When your plants really starve for light, you're going to get more of a weaker structure from it. And that is up to it, including the buds. And I'm still trying to do it because he's taking the heroic dab over there.
Heroic dab.
Dan, what do you think?
Oh my God, you caught me mid-smoke and I just blank.
What's heroic about doing that?
There you go.
There you go.
He saved me. Yeah, man. I don't know that. I'm
That's
ripped.
the professional one.
What did he ask you, Dan?
I don't even know.
I do have a question from Miss D's Nugs.
Sorry.
She wants to know what's my take on mung bean sprout tea and flour. I have seen a couple of people on YouTube use it, and I think, man, might catch me slipping on this, but if it's better for flour, I'm wondering if it's better for fungal growth and things like that. If it's based that way, I'm not sure. But I know that I had looked into trying to get it. It was like $30 on Amazon. So it was one of those save for later things, and I haven't gotten around to purchasing yet. I use the malted barley myself. So what I'll do is I'll take that and I throw it in a coffee grinder, and I turn it into basically barley flour. And then you can use that during transplants, not in the place of azos, but similar to. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the mycelium going and stuff like that. But I would say that if you're looking at the mung bean, definitely do it and report back.
The name mung bean scares me.
I'd never heard of it before, but then, dude, you know what sucks is sometimes people's YouTube screen names are really, really similar. And so you can't remember who it is. There's like pick 3 names, you know how they do that. And so I can't remember who this thing is, but he is the Growmies of the World Unite, dude. He's the Cali outdoor grower.
Cali grown.
There you go, Cali grown. I seen him do a video on that. It's probably like a couple years ago, but he goes through that. I think he did a corn sprout tea as well.
Yeah.
So that's some decent content to go back and look at. Thanks for staying with me there, Dan.
I've seen the corn one quite a few times. That seems like the most logical sprout tea to make, like the easiest one.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, you can get like the just organic popcorn.
Right.
Just pop it. Just Orville Redenbacher was what one of the things.
Just pop it, he says.
Well, not, just you got me there, bro. I'm kind of high over here. Shout out to Abolish Farms and Miss Cantaloupe for gifting me the sour melon. It's great in the morning. Sequenced over there. Getting
Clean
all
your nail,
spiffy.
folks. That's how good that stuff works. Look at that. Amazing.
And is froze up like a deer in a headlight.
All right, Dan.
He's high. He's high.
Get used to these 2-hour shows, Dan.
Well, I got Trisha's talking to me in the background, and you guys are talking to me. She's
Whoa,
like,
threw his wife under the bus, dude.
I did. And then I had to let it out of the bag what was going on. But
You're not getting any more cool memes now.
No. There's going to be some cool memes made, but they're going to be made against him.
The grow off weed. I had told her that I committed to her to a challenge, meme challenge with Skilbo, and that she was up to it. So it's good.
Cheers and good morning to Mossy. And saying that corn sprout tea is proven for flour and it's cheap as hell too. Tyson Bradley, cheers. Who else do we have that's new here? Well, look who it is. Fresh Cut Farms. We were speaking so well of you not so long ago. You have to go back and check out the show.
When did we do that?
Stop it. It's goaded into chores. Michigan KB is back again with Dab. Yeah, there we go. So we have 59 people with us chilling this morning. It is 20 minutes to the hour. Hopefully you are starting your day off right.
I am.
So I have 2 different phenos of the crescendo in my flower right now. And they're about day 35. 2 total different structures on these. I'm getting a little foxtailing on one. I don't know if it's because it's too close to the light or...
Probably.
Yeah, it's under that 600 watt.
Yeah, and if it's anything like my crescendo, it's really finicky on how much light it can handle. It's like the one I put towards the corner.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting because you guys don't have the same pheno. It's not like you guys shared clones on this. This is...
But it's the same genetics.
It's the same genetics, but if they both are touchy with light like that, that's some it's a great breadcrumb for somebody that, thinking about growing that out.
And I'm growing this I'm flowering it out in a 1 gallon easy swap. Usually on my first run through flowers, and whenever I do pheno hunts, we only put them in 1 gallon easy swaps.
How tall are they when you flip them?
Runs, well, huh?
How tall are they when you flip them on your first run, when you're just trying to like race through the genetics? Do you have a set
I
way?
don't know. I'll veg them for 60 days if it's from seed. Good little ways. Get them a little tall, make it worth our while. But we can get a nice, decent yield out of a 1 gallon easy swap as long as we feed every day, twice during flower peak season. Like days like today, we have to feed twice because it'll blow through the water in that cocoa quick. But yeah, it's looking really good, man. These are stone trout bums. Shout out to him. His cuts, his number 1 and number 2 phenos. One's a really nice stack and tight structured bud, and then the other one has this little foxtailing going on. Both look great and have nice terpenes. Really pleased with both strains. So
yeah, I really like the smell of it myself. When I was doing that trimming with Sequence, I took a little tiny bit of that as my goodie bag on the way home. There's something I can't really describe what the smell that's coming through on it, man, but it makes a great combination. And I hope that's what yours carries too.
Like I said, I think we're day 35, 36 right now. So come time grow off, depending on how long it runs. I think he said 65 days. It might be close. I might have a sample I can bring and you guys can try, this crescendo, see how, it differs to yours.
That would be cool.
I'll definitely have some nice primal punch coming up. This is probably the frostiest primal punch I've grown. This is the 4th time we've flowered primal punch.
Do you have the F1 or the F2?
I have the F1.
Okay, damn.
So this is the fruit punch, the total fruit. Put your face in a Hawaiian punch bowl, and that's it. I'm real curious to see how this washes out later on down the road. I have 12 clones of that going.
Shout out to MedGrower 1 with the Primal Punch F2 6-pack there.
Yes. And I bought a 6-pack of them F1s. I only popped 2. I had a male and this female, and she was my winner female. So I still have 4 beans of them F1s left, thank gosh.
I got a question.
If I ever lose it.
Have either of you gone for a short sift like you're saying, where you pop 2 beans of regs? Has anybody done that and pulled 2 males? But basically, the snake eyes. Oh, dude, that's got to be heartbreaking.
Well, I figure it. Okay, I'll use an example. When I joined the DGC, the Duke Gross crew, you get free beans. So I sent away for their free beans. I got this alien tarantula. I think it was a 5-pack of beans. We popped 2 of those, and both of those were male, popped up. And so now I'm in my theory, all right, if I'm 50-50 on this, I should be good on the other 3, at least to get 2 females out of it when I do choose to pop those. So I just try to think of it on the positive side.
I don't know, man. My pack of Oni chop cookies,
Ouch.
I got like 3 females out of 12 seeds.
Wow.
And then...
Okay, but hold on, though. So let's just do this for the simple stoner math here. So if I pull the trigger on this pack and I end up, doesn't matter how many beans are in there, I think of, is it worth this amount of money to have a choice of 3 options within the lineage of this strain that I'm buying? You know what I mean? It would be nice to get a 5 for 5 on something like that if you went deep into the pack, but
Right. I'm obviously in love with genetics, so for me, almost regardless, like I paid $200 for that pack of seeds. I would pay $200 for a cut of a good strain. You know what I mean? So like, it's the access to the genetics that's the thing that you need, but you definitely hope for better rates than that. That's for sure.
Good morning, Jason. Who else am I missing here? Narwhal. We were speaking so well of you earlier. Good morning, Dro. Big Daddy. Yeah. So we have 65 people. You guys are still creeping up towards those late sesh live numbers, but not quite yet. We'll see if we can hit that before the end of the show here. We got 15 minutes left. But Phone
So
a friend.
also
You
in
said it
flower,
again, Dan, by the way.
I have. I'm excited. I have Platinum Kush Breath. This is Normish Micros cut from in-house genetics, and oh my gosh, this is the most frostiest thing I've ever grown in my life. I'm excited on it. It's day 25, 26.
Oh yeah.
Booming.
I want to say good morning to Jimmy One Life and to Trish
Narwhal.
Dwyer. Already got him. He already got his love. Seed to Soul, good morning. Getting there, 64.
Narwhal, you'll have to watch the beginning of the show.
Is there an echo in here, Dan?
A little bit.
Yeah, I think there's an echo in here.
Did you tell me you were making fun of him?
I did, like 2 minutes ago.
All right.
Sequences
I was busy.
slid. The kid
You made
is
me turn
slid.
down my phone thinking I had an echo. It took me a second. See, that's how high I am.
I got them both
Poor
this
Dan.
morning.
Cutting you off.
This is why the show doesn't go 2 hours, folks. The wheels are falling off before your very eyes.
No, it's
Oh,
great.
good grief.
Sun's in my eyes.
I'm sorry, Skilbo. One of us has to read the chat in this thing.
Do them both, bro. I got you.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with chat, this live thing, because of the delay. You guys make it look easy.
Good morning, Hagerstown. And Trey agrees that that's called a dab echo. There we go. Now we know what it's called.
I like it.
Cheers, 64.
What strain autoflower has the shortest grow time? Asks Miss D's Nugs. I'm not sure, but you can find them that'll flower in or that will grow seed to harvest in 60 days.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I
That's
have
super fast.
I have a super lemon haze that was 68 days,
Yeah.
and I've got that
Now,
outside
when you
now.
say that, how much do you think that plant, because somebody's sitting there thinking about, man, I can legally buy these seeds and just throw this shit outside. I don't have to know anything about it. What could you reasonably expect off of a plant for 60 days outdoors like that?
Okay.
If you don't know what you're doing,
Oh,
you
no
don't
shit.
touch the
I'm
plant,
a dumbass. Nope,
probably
I'm not
2
touching
ounces.
it. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, are those reg beans or are those fem beans?
They could be either one.
I'm autos is what I had.
Okay.
I don't care for the genetics, so I ain't gonna say the name of them. But yeah, man, we pulled some little weight off them. 68, 73 grams. I was happy with that. Happy enough to where I'm growing them outside. Plus, there were beans I had. I just want to get rid of them. Better to grow.
Yeah, it's nice to pop them out if you're out in the middle of nowhere. You can pop them in your back garden or whatever, and not worry about them, and then just have a little bit of extra flour.
Yeah, they're just in the greenhouse on the floor.
Yeah, you could have a back deck or a back patio, you know what I mean? If you live in the country, have that little soil planter thing that comes right off of there. How cool would it be to sit there on your deck in the morning with your morning coffee, a big bomb-ass joint looking over the top of your plant, sun's rising, and you're sitting here listening to Wake and Bake with the Growskis. Oh, yeah. See, I just mentioned this one again, so balance those scales.
Appreciate you, Scobo.
For sure.
So we had a question in the chat that I was trying to answer that said, from seed to soul, says, what is a strain that you want in the grow? I was trying to think of what strain that I want in the grow.
What strain don't you want? Put it that way. That'd probably be an easier question to answer. Want them all.
I've really checked off a lot of the ones that I had on my list that I wanted to have in the garden, so it's taken me a little bit.
I want I don't know. I'm looking for it in the next things that I pop, but I would love to have some kind of a blue flavored plant that I can use for pain relief and for some mild PTSD and depression. So hopefully it'll be in what I have next, which is a shout out to Sequence. He gifted me I think it's called the Blueberry Sunset, which was a blueberry Bubba Kush crossed with, was it the Mandarin Sunrise? I think is what that was. the pack is not with me at the moment. And I'd also like to give a shout out to Jack Greenstock. He gave me some Humboldt Seed Organization femmed Blue Dreams. So I've got a few of those to pop. So what I'm trying to do is I've either got to cut clones off of what I have in veg to make room, like basically reset the plants and then hope I can grow them strong enough to be able to fill the flower room, because I don't want to pop new seeds yet because it's kind of really crowded in my veg room space. And I don't want to fuck this up because I'm actually looking for medicine. This isn't just some old frivolous ass, hey, that sounds like a really cool flavor I'd like to see if I can find in that pack. This is like, man, I would really like to find something that I can just fill jar after jar after jar and then not have a care in the world, and then be able to pop those frivolous ass packs because I've got a replacement medicine that I'm growing for myself. Right. GG4 is doing that right now, but sometimes the GG4 slides me a little bit more than I want it to, and I need that midday blue kind of like, hey, okay, fuck it, let's go.
The blueberry sunset is blueberry muffin Bubba crossed with mandarin cookies. It's a 8
I was in the general vicinity. Yeah, so I'm interested to see what that's like. I love Bubba Kush. That's always been like, it doesn't matter where I got the pack from on Bubba Kush. I haven't grown it myself, but I've definitely had a lot of it. The only problem with that plant is it's a really slow vegger. And, it's one of those things that it's great meds, but people don't grow it anymore. So, when you think of these plants of yesteryear that are gone, it's not that they are inferior smokes. They just may be more of a pain in the ass to grow, and somebody doesn't want to fuck with that anymore. Whether it's a space issue, or it's a flowering time outdoor issue, or it's just a fickle little thing that you'd rather not mess with. You'd rather have something else. We've had so many things come through our hands. There's a reason we don't have them anymore.
Yeah. I want to grow everything, but I don't want to keep everything around. It's easy for me to let something go.
Dude, you get shackled. You get shackled to the fucking gear you're running, and you're like, man, I would really love to be able to pop some new shit. But you start going, man, I can't have this many strains that I'm trying to take clones of and keep this way and do that. And you just more and more, you get tired of the same shit that you have, and you need to go find something else.
Yeah, and I originally wanted to just run 3 strains and have 3 moms and pull clones from them. Yeah, that didn't work. Now we have lots of strains, and we grow lots of moms and keep them around. And
yeah,
it's hard to choose. But then again, like I said, you have to be strong and vibrant and a really good strain to make it here. You know what I'm saying? Because of the variety out there, why keep something around that's finicky or hard to grow? It better be something special to you. But there's a lot of variety out there now.
Yeah, the chat is totally agreeing with this. They're saying how much they enjoyed the old Bubba Kush, and the fact, like Miss D's is saying, is it really makes it hard when you're trying to learn the strain. You have to run it more than once, twice even. So it's not like it's a dead end road, but you just know that there's so many other options out there for you to be able to pull the trigger on and try. Don't get shackled to something that is lacking in one department or another for yourself. Not right. When it comes to your own personal growth. You're growing because you want to be able to grow what the fuck you want. So grow what the fuck you want.
Absolutely. And our community is so strong. It's easy to acquire new genetics and new clones or seeds or whatever you're searching for. It's the people out there are outstanding and willing to share, what they have. So that's really nice about our community.
Cheers, Matthew Dixon. Coming up on 5 minutes left of the show. If anybody has any other questions that they want to toss at us, go ahead and throw those in the chat right now. Otherwise, I hope that this has been an entertaining morning for you. We've gotten you off on the right foot, and you've been able to have some great smoke with us. Cheers to 67. We're still creeping, fellas. You got 5 more minutes.
5 minutes.
Phone a friend.
Mossy says they've wanted 9-pound hammer for 6 years, but have never bought it. I'm actually flowering 9-pound right now, 2 plants.
This is the second run on that 9-pound, right?
Third run, I think.
Run, okay. So have you noticed a difference in it from the first to the third run as far as how she grows, or if it's more robust than now that it's become acclimated to your system? What can you say about that?
It grows these woody stems on it, so it's kind of hard to run with my scrog setup. But it works. It's getting better every time I run it. I'm kind of learning it. I like the flavor profile of the plant, like the harvested bud. I like it a lot, so I've kept it around for that. This 9-pound's got like a heavy berry flavor, and that's really good.
See, I want a heavy blueberry flavor.
It's more like a raisin flavor, or like a dark berry flavor.
I don't think I've had that one yet. I think that's the cut you got from Eagle, right?
Yeah. He popped it in 2014, I think.
Wow.
So she's been around a while, yeah. You could do something where is it indoor or outdoor you're doing this?
That's indoor. That's in the scrog right now.
Damn, too bad you couldn't take a clone or the mom and push it outside and see if that run outside would kind of refresh that and take some of that woodiness out of it.
Yeah, I don't have one outdoors. But I got a lot of them outdoors. My next run of plants that are going to go into the flower room, I'm really excited about. I've got plants like White Wedding, which is wedding cake crossed with mandarin cookies. It should be super frosty. And then 2 different phenos, the Mac. So I got Mac 1, Caps Cut, and then Ethos's S1 of Mac 1. So that's pretty cool. Running the seed against the clone next to each other. And then I don't know what else I got in there. Some other stuff, but running lots of heaters next run in flower.
I want to say cheers and good morning to Squirrel Face and to Manavwadi. And who else? We have that. That's it.
And Kush Mints and Wedding Cake to run in there also.
Ooh, Cushman's, dude.
Yeah, Kush Mints F2. The Rabbit Hippie F2.
I don't know the story on all that. That doesn't compute.
I don't know the whole story either, but Rabbit Hippie's the guy from Michigan that selected the Cushman's pheno.
Oh, right on. You kind of stay up on this lore of genetics, and we're talking about that in the chat earlier. You know,
if I mention it, you're going to ask a question like that, so I got to hope to have some sort of an answer.
Right. It's just hard to keep up these days because there are so many things and so many different lines that, not only are getting worked, but getting crossed again. And then this one becomes a memorable one. And then it's just like, holy shit, man. You need like an encyclopedia of buds for the, 2020, year. Think of how many strains that would be, how big that book would be. Holy shit, man.
By the time they wrote it,
it would be out. Yeah. You just keep perpetually adding to it. It would become like an online resource thing like that. Shit. Yeah. I mean, there are sites out there like that, but I find that a lot of times that either they don't stay up with all the weird ass breeders and crosses that are coming out. That they don't stay. Is it Seed Finder? I think it's Seed Finder that.
Yeah, but even then it can be off.
Yeah,
that's probably the best one. Yeah.
There are those out there, but your mileage may vary on what you can find for resources.
Just a bummer we have this plant count problem, because if I could, I would keep every strain just so people have access to them forever. Like
library.
I'd keep GG4 forever, just keep cloning it or whatever and have a library of strains for people. But we can't do that here.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to keep all them plants though, I mean, damn.
Yeah, but I'm fine with it.
Right
on. I like having all those jars. I like having all, the trade-off is definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just a commitment, and being a grower is actually, I think it's a lifestyle, really. I mean, my life
I
has
agree.
changed since I started growing. Maybe a little bit more secluded, to say, you know. But yeah, it's definitely changed, and all for the better, for sure. But yeah, it's a definite commitment to keep all them plants around. It's not easy.
Yes, sir. I haven't counted how many strains I have right now, but it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, really.
We're at 8:00, Skilbo. What do you think? Ready to get the hell out of here?
Yeah, man. Before I do, though, I want to give a shout out to Infinity 420. Good morning. Any other late people rolling in right before we roll out? Nope. That's it, man. It's a wrap.
Shout out to that 420 wife who got
I heard
on.
her coughing. She's over there working a meme game right now against me. I'm ready.
She's getting her wake and bake on.
Thank you, chat, for watching. We really, really appreciate you. If you are interested, I ordered shirts for the show. I haven't actually mentioned this on any of the shows, so you can hit up the show page and maybe pre-order shirts. What else? Check out our Patreon, and that's it. Please subscribe.
Before we go, we got to do our last minute plugs for the shows. Hold on, we didn't do this yet.
Fine.
You ready? Okay. So the next time that you'll be able to see us live will be Sunday nights at 9 p.m. on our channel here for the Bro Show Live. Then if you didn't get enough of us then, you can come back through Monday and kick it with Red Setter and I on the late set.
Oh, weird. He got muted. Yeah. Weird. Malfunction.
Right on. Good job. So yeah, Tankman Dan here. You can find me on Instagram and following these guys. And right on. Good show today, guys. Thanks for having me on. And it's always a pleasure to come in, smoke with you guys, and talk a little grow talk bullshit.
Check out Dankman Dan. Check out the late sesh. Check out our show on Sunday. Really appreciate all you guys. You all right, Scobo? I unmuted you.
I can speak now. And I'd just like to say it's been great this morning hanging out with everybody, and cheers to everyone in chat. That's a wrap.
That shit was